Dixon and Vanning on Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com. 8:06 our time on this beautiful 9th of April of 2026. Today we're getting up to 78 degrees, 80 tomorrow, 83 and 85 for the weekend. No rain in the forecast at all, just pollen making you crazy. But other than that, you're going to have yourself a wonderful next 3-4 days here. Take advantage of it. Try to get some time outside because before long it's going to be, another one of those super hot, super sticky summers. So when you get days like these, man, you really absolutely positively have to get out and enjoy them. If you are struggling with getting things clean, dishes sparkling, laundry soft, it may not be the detergent that you're using at all. It might very well be your water. The Birmingham metro area water has been notoriously bad for years and years and years. Well, you can't really blame them. They're working with what they got, and unfortunately, it tends to be on the hard side. We have a lot of limestone around here, so you're going to get some hardness in that water. There's chemicals in there. They only test for about 60 chemicals out of 6,000 that are possible, and consequently, they cover up the rest of everything else with a lot of chlorine and more than you need, which is why you come out of the shower sometimes feeling really dry. You're like, wait a minute, I just took a shower. Why is my skin so dry? Well, chlorine will do that to you. It's just the way it works. Now, you can fix all of that with a whole home system from Aqua Systems. Aqua Systems at 383-3999. It is the best water on earth. It takes all that nastiness out of there and gives you just the H, the 2, and the O. And consequently, you end up with sparkling dishes, soft laundry, not having to use anything like a jet dry or rinse enhancer. The only thing I use is I fight cling a little bit with some static sheets in the dryer, but I don't use fabric softener anymore. I used to because I felt like I needed it. Don't need to anymore. It's really an amazing change. Plus, I get to use half as much detergent, half as much cleaning products, half as much soap. A can of shaving cream now lasts me for about a lifetime. It's amazing. You don't really have to use much because it suds up so much when you have this great, fresh, pure water from Aqua Systems. Get a whole home system display. Find out what it's all about. They'll give you a presentation, no obligation whatsoever. Non-commissioned salesperson means there's no pressure and you save money. Just call 383-3999 and tell them Dixon sent you. And then, of course, you can also find them online at iwantgreatwater.com. iwantgreatwater.com. I got a great story here. This is the story of a Arkansas woman facing felony theft charges after police say she refused to return nearly $20,000 that her employer accidentally paid her due to a payroll glitch.
No.
David Bowling found probable cause. He's the judge, Craighead County District Judge. Found probable cause Monday to charge a 50-year-old Renee Nicole Coleman with theft of more than $5,000 but less than $25,000. It's a Class C felony. The CEO of a Jonesboro business said on August 12th of 2025, her former employee, Coleman, stole funds from her company. Coleman says, well, that's not true at all. She was normally paid $16.50 an hour. But on May 10th of 2025, she was paid $1,650 an hour for her 12-hour shift due to a payroll system error. She was overpaid by $19,388, according to the affidavit.
Oh, goodness.
When the error was noticed, Coleman refused to pay back the money. The victim provided financial documentation and emails to support her claim. A detective called Coleman. She agreed to speak to police but failed to show up. A warrant was issued for her arrest.
This is getting worse and worse for her.
Investigators with Jonesboro Police were notified Monday that Coleman had been arrested on the outstanding warrant. Coleman's bond was set for $15,000, which, she had, which is nice. She's scheduled to be arraigned on May 18th.
Oh, my goodness. What was she thinking?
She was thinking,
thanks for the bonus.
Holy moly.
Do you not say, hey, we caught this error. You can't keep this. Oh, yes, I can.
Watch me.
I'm keeping it.
Hey, look, finders keepers.
That's right.
You paid me.
I can't pay you back. I already spent it.
That's right. On bail.
Which is kind of funny. She was overpaid $19,000 and the bond was $15,000. So
Right.
she's got $4 left.
You got four left
Girl,
to work with.
You better make the best
get to keep
of
that.
it.
Yeah, you'll be
Better
fine.
Run to the beach. Go buy a
Clearly,
lottery ticket, something.
No, if there's a bank error that is, in your favor, you have to pay that back. And if
Yes,
they
of course you do.
accidentally overpay you, you have to pay that back. And you run across this occasionally. I did once. I went to my credit union and I counted the money and I recounted the money and I counted the money a third time and I said, they gave me an extra $100, but what it says on my sheet here, that the receipt that they gave me, they said they gave me 300 and they actually gave me 400 and all the numbers are working out here. I'm like, what am I?
Got to go back.
Well,
because otherwise that's going to haunt you.
At the time, I was on the air at the time that the bank closed, so I said I'm going to go back tomorrow, and I went back and I said, I think you guys gave me an extra $100. What am I supposed to do about it? I want to give this back to you. I want to make sure the paperwork is right and everything goes the way it's supposed to go. And they brought my account up on the screen and they went, oh no, we caught it yesterday. We caught it. We took the 100 out. I said, good, put it back in my account, please.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this. Put this back in my account. But it was a little freaky for a while there because you're kind of like, what am I supposed to do with this? Do I donate this to charity? And if they catch me later, they're going to be like,
you've gotta,
give me that $100.
Again, just take it back right then or when you can and get it fixed.
That's why you have to count the money when they give you that little envelope with the money. You have to count it.
They
right
count
there
it
and
very
make sure.
fast in front of you, but then you're just like, counted that.
In
I know
case
this is what you do every day, but
right.
they'll get stuck together.
Two $100 bills stuck together, exactly what it was. And this is back long enough ago that they used to just have the cash drawer in there. Now they have a machine that spits the money out. They type in what they want, and the money comes spitting out at my credit union.
They can't blame the person. They blame the machine.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the machine.
Machine. It was not my fault. It's entirely machine's fault.
Oh.
Another great story here. Birmingham woman has a new foster dog after spending 3 months trying to catch the stray near a Walmart parking lot. Jasmine Lawson documented the journey on social media, gaining a dedicated following. For 71 days, Lawson waited, giving hours of her time trying to catch a dog she didn't know. The dog named Wally, Walmart parking lot.
I see what you did there.
Captured thousands of hearts along the way. Lawson was walking out of Walmart in early January when she saw him, a stray dog, standing on the wall. She said the dog in that parking lot before, she'd seen him. This time she couldn't walk away. I couldn't get it on my mind. I knew I had to get him. She took to social media to ask for help. Local rescues, community members, complete strangers offered donations, tips, and resources to help catch Wally. Day after day, she came back every day, multiple times a day. It was exhausting. There were days I wanted to give up. There were days I cried. It was just the mental toll it takes on you because I couldn't stop. She posted the process on social media with every close call and every late night. Thousands began following along. Finally, she caught him. We got him in the cage. He's been nothing short of perfection ever since. At the vet, Wally came back with a clean bill of health, a little insight into his past. I scanned him for a microchip, found one immediately, called the owner, and she adopted him from a rescue in 2022, but said she moved out of the state in 2023. She rehomed him. No idea where that
rehome was.
Rehomed
oh,
too.
that poor dog, and it's the sweetest thing.
He's been living at Walmart for at least 1
looking.
or 2 years, Lawson said.
Good
Wow.
heavens. I guess everybody's been feeding him?
Yeah.
Maybe? Or
I think so. Yeah. There was a dog that was in it was a Winn-Dixie. Now it's a Food City parking lot. And this woman was coming out and she had a package of hot dogs that she was opening. I'm like, what is this, a snack for the road? And she goes, no, there's a stray dog around here. And sure enough, this dog appears from out of nowhere.
Oh.
And she feeds him these hot dogs. I was like, they have a dog food aisle in there. Are you familiar with that?
Man.
You could check on that.
Well, good for this woman for being persistent. Again, at least trying to find the owner. I was thinking about that as you were telling the story. Do we know where the dog came from? It sounds like maybe somebody just let it out.
Could have been. I could have been. I ended up with a dog once, Shadow, big German Shepherd. I went to a poker game at some friend's house. We were just playing poker out by their pool, and this dog came wandering up, and it's like, oh, that's Shadow. Shadow's a neighborhood dog. He runs. He could climb the fence, which was amazing. They had these apple trees, and Shadow would pick up an apple and drop it into their pool, and kind of wash it off a little bit. Then he'd pull it back out with his mouth, and then he would eat it. Hilarious.
Smart
the dog was
dog.
hilarious. Flash forward about a half a year, I go back, and here comes a shell of a dog, and I'm like, "Is that Shadow?" They're like, "Yeah, I think the owners moved away, and they just left him here." What kind of monster does that?
Oh.
I get Shadow. We take him home, take him to Dr. Andy at Caldwell Mill. He's heartworm positive. $1,100 later, he's
Ooh.
not heartworm positive any longer.
Yikes.
And then we got him neutered. That was another nice little
Chunk
bill.
of change.
Yeah. And
Not cheap.
then I went to the Greater Birmingham Humane Society and said, I cannot keep this dog. He is far too big for my house, and I've got 3 other dogs, and I need to find him a good home. And a listener actually ended up taking him off my hands, and
That's
she just
great.
loved him. But yeah, Shadow the German Shepherd, what a great dog. 8:16 with Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. 3 things coming your way next. Stick around. Oh, yeah. One and done for Tracy Ullman. She never did record another album, to the best of my knowledge. That was a big hit for her, and then she had a couple of other releases that came off of there, including Life is a Rock, but the Radio Rolled Me, her take on that. Barely cracked the top 40. And then she had another another cover called Breakaway, which was a 1950s song. It was actually really good. I think that maybe dragged itself into the top 100. But yeah, that album, You Broke My Heart, in 17 places, one and done. And then she decided to go back to TV where she really belonged and was fantastic, by the way. Have you ever seen the movie I Love You to Death? I want to say it was her and Kevin Kline and a couple of other people. Basically, it was about her attempting to murder her husband, and she hired the two dumbest hitmen on the planet. It is hysterical. And, of course, it just got lost to the ages. Probably came out at a time when there were a lot of other comedies
Good
out
movies,
there that just got buried. But if you get a chance, I Love You to Death. Pretty funny movie with her. 8:21 with Dixon and Vining.
Hey, it's kind of nice right now. We're rain-free as far as weather goes, and getting out and enjoying it. That's a good thing. You're also probably not thinking too much about maybe mildew in the walls of your basement or a crawl space with water there. But when we get the heavy rain, folks, that's when you get reminded again, I meant to call B-Dry. I meant to get this done. Well, think about it today. Even though there's dry weather, this is really a good time for those guys to get in there and encapsulate your crawl space if you're dealing with water issues. Those water issues can also lead to cracking in the foundation. And these guys are the experts in order to fix the cracking in your foundation and encapsulating your crawl space and getting rid of the mildew that may be on the walls of your basement when you do get that rain. So don't wait for the next big heavy rain to remember to call B-Dry. Do it today. Call today and get that free quote. It's a very simple process. You call 205-942-1976. Let them know what's going on and let them come out and take a look for themselves about what's happening, and then explain to you how they're going to resolve this issue for you. Great company, in business over 65 years, strongest lifetime warranty in the business, and you'll love working with David Feven and the guys at B-Dry. B-Dry, call them today, 942-1976, or go to bdryalabama.com.
It's another one of those where I'm still mystified by this. I'm looking up the I Love You to Death cast. It was from
I just looked it up, too, and I'm sitting here looking at this cast, and I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Kline, Tracy Ullman, River Phoenix, William Hurt, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Joan
Directed
Plowright,
by Lawrence Kasdan.
Victoria Jackson was in it. Heather Graham was in it.
Sounds like it should have been a bigger movie.
It absolutely should have been a
With that
bigger movie. I
cast.
don't have any idea what happened to it, but if you do find it somewhere, you should definitely watch it. It's worth a look-see. Let's do this.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Oil prices plummeted after the ceasefire was announced yesterday. They may be on their way back up again today as we find out the Strait of Hormuz not really open.
Yeah, there may be a tanker or two getting through, but for the most part, it's like, whoa, what's going on here?
Open is a subjective term as far as the Iranians are concerned.
Right, what are we doing here?
Oil prices fell below $100 after President Trump announced the ceasefire in the Iran war on Tuesday evening, something which Rachel Maddow referred to as the president blinked and he stopped his made-up deadline. Just what's wrong with you?
Just like stop.
Are you against peace? Is that what you don't want? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, apparently Iran is saying that the passage is going to open when the U.S. ends aggression, and I think they're talking about what's going on with Lebanon, which has nothing to do with Iran. Right now, the U.S. is in a ceasefire hold.
Yeah.
But Iran wants to now glom in Lebanon and what's going on with Lebanon. It's like, hold on.
We're not doing that.
We don't have
That's
anything
Israel.
to do with that.
That's Israel doing that. What are you doing?
This is Iran and the U.S. that are talking.
Yeah.
And for some reason now they want to glom onto Lebanon, and it's kind of, I don't know what they're doing.
Tacitly admitting that they have been funding Hezbollah all these years.
Uh-huh.
Alabama lawmakers have passed a proposed constitutional amendment that would require public schools to allow student-led prayer. All this really does is set aside some time during the day at school. It forces schools to say, all right, you've got this amount of time. The student may lead the prayer. It also says, by the way, you have to start every day with the Pledge of Allegiance. It is a constitutional amendment, which means it's got to be passed by the state of Alabama. Voters have to show up, and we have to say, yes, we want this to be part of our Constitution. You can choose whatever you like. There's certainly nothing wrong with prayer. I'm a big fan of prayer. I'm not as big a fan of saying the Pledge of Allegiance every single day. You know what I'd really prefer? I would prefer a really good civics class where love of America is taught, rather than being instituted.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah. I don't know that we're ever going to get that, but it would be nice to be able to explain and say, like, here's
These
the
are the
United
positive
States of America,
things.
and here's
Yeah.
why it's better than all these other countries. I mean, that's the way I was taught.
Well, and again, it seems like now they pick apart the worst of the worst. And again,
Right.
every country has has things in their past that maybe they're not proud of, but as a whole, this is the greatest country on the planet.
Yes.
And you're exactly right. We should be more proud of that. We should be teaching that. And, there's nothing wrong with history and covering those things that we should so that we don't repeat some of the things that maybe we're not proud of. But there's certainly a whole lot that we can be proud of.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out, by the way, that, you say every country has things in their past. There are many countries that still have things in their current present that they should be ashamed of. And the United States is significantly better than any of these socialist countries, any of these communist countries, any of these countries that are still working like fiefdoms, anything with a despotic dictator. It's amazing to me that we're not teaching that in our schools. Instead, we want to just self-flagellate and talk about how terrible it is that we once had slaves. Ridiculous. Democratic lawmaker, this is Tammy Duckworth, is going to make herself real popular as she is insisting that TSA go back to, hey, everyone take your shoes off when you get on the plane. Everyone has to take off your shoes. So there's no really good way of checking for explosives while they're on your feet, and so we need people to start removing their shoes again. I can't help but say, out of all the times that we checked shoes, how many bombs did we find?
I think there was just the one guy that got on it that made us, made us start taking the shoes
That
off.
was it.
The one guy.
He's the one guy,
Golly.
and he got stopped by passengers who stopped him from lighting his laces, which I guess was the fuse for his bomb. And then they were like, okay, everyone has to take their shoes off now. And I'm like,
Yeah, a little common sense would go a long way when it comes to something like that.
yeah, well, Tammy Duckworth here says, oh, well, Kristi Noem made this decision without getting input from other places. And the more I look at it, the more I think we need to take our shoes off again.
Tammy Duckworth needs a little duct tape over her mouth over this is what she needs. What? Lady, be quiet. We finally get to keep our shoes on.
Yeah.
For the love.
I get to wear the shoes I want to the airport instead of the
Right.
slip-on shoes that I feel like
Exactly.
I have to wear
I'm like,
so that I can get them on and off easily. Talk about annoying. I remember when I was headed off to Dublin, the shoes had to come off and the belt had to come off, and I accidentally left my belt there at the TSA
so
checkpoint.
frustrating.
Yeah, and I was all the way down at the first bar in the airport, and I was like,
I'm not going back to
I'm
get
not
the
going
belt.
back. I'm not going back. I got another belt in my luggage. I'll be fine.
That's just, again, that goes into that hold room. There's tons of belts.
Yeah.
You watch.
I guarantee it. Probably some shoes, too, from people who just,
Shoe- just
somehow took their shoes off and forgot them. I don't know what this woman is thinking. I do understand the thought process if she's really concerned about whether or not we're safe, but I would say we need to go the other way and stop with the 3 ounces of liquid nonsense as well.
Well, I think it's a little bit more now. I think we increased that at some point.
Did we?
Yeah.
What are we up to, 6?
8,
You know, let us
6
6 or
something.
8 ounces?
Yeah,
Oh.
something a little bit more. than
We're
that.
really going to town now.
But I'm like, what a pain.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, it's crazy.
Right.
It's insane. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate and understand this, but do you remember when you used to actually get to greet your loved one at the gate?
Right at the gate. Yes. Uh-huh. Go all the way
um,
down there and say hi as they're coming off.
Every time there was a flight coming in, it looked like the beginning of Love Actually. I mean, crazy to me that we have now just put the kibosh on that. And again,
Can't have any fun at the airport anymore.
can't really come up with any good reason why we're doing that stuff either. That's
Yeah.
what really gets me. The zero tolerance policies, the stupid rules that they're making. Find one bullet in your luggage, and they're like, "Oh, well, that's it. You're
Turks and
taking
Caicos,
your
don't go there.
Right.
You'll
Are
end
you-
up in prison. You're like, wait a minute. I
You
don't
know-
even have it's not going in a weapon.
Yeah. You
What?
think I'm going to manually insert this bullet? Is that what you think is going on?
Where?
If I throw it real
I
hard.
just don't know. That is really kind of dumb. They need to rethink that.
8:30 Dixon and Vining Talk 99.5 Talk 99.5.com 545-9950 should you wish to opine.
8:35, Dixon and Vining at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Glad that you're with us on a beautiful Thursday morning, and we are headed into a nice Friday and a beautiful weekend. So if you've got some plans to be outdoors, you've just got some perfect weather. Speaking of events maybe coming up, hope you'll make plans to join us. Talk 99.5's 10th anniversary Jawbone Jam Party. Yep, we're 10 years old. Is coming up on May 15th. At Iron City, brought to you by the Knowles Group. Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group, thank you very much. You'll hear the incredible music of Brother Kane, Stone Horses, and Cattle. This is going to be a fun night. I believe the show gets underway at 8. We've got Leland Whaley that'll broadcast his show from 2 to 6 that afternoon. And we've got some tickets we're going to be giving away. We're going to start doing that soon, so keep listening. And special thanks to Aqua Systems and Blakely's Bouquets for helping us celebrate 10 years of broadcasting, and I say excellence.
10 years. They said we'd never make it.
And we did.
Yeah, they were liars. They were wrong. We should find them and beat them up. How dare they say that about us?
Yeah, well, we couldn't have done it with all of you guys.
Yes.
Every one of you that listens to us, you all dares, if you can just give us an hour of your time in the morning or the afternoon or middays, we're just thrilled. And again, we couldn't do it without our wonderful listeners.
Think of all the changes that have taken place over those 10 years.
A lot has happened.
So many things are. The morning show got a lot better. I can tell you that right now. That's a huge plus.
Big impact there. Middays, man, a lot of changes there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Leland's still right where he started.
Leland is right there.
Uh-huh.
He's the stalwart.
Yep.
He's the guy who you
His
can't.
His time has changed a little bit because through COVID we
That's
moved
true.
that a little bit.
Yeah.
He was 3 to 7.
3 to 7, then 2
then
to
we
6.
said 2 to
and
6,
bouncing
yeah.
back and forth
Mm-hmm.
between those two. But
Yeah.
the important thing is, while you're driving on the way home, you can listen to Leland live with AJ and company. Alabama lawmakers have passed a bill to save taxpayers money in 2 ways: a new deduction for their state income taxes and a 2-month suspension of the state sales tax on food.
Hello.
Whoa.
There we go.
Workers will be able to deduct up to $1,000 from their state income taxes for overtime pay they receive. That deduction takes effect in 2026. It goes through 2028. So taxpayers will be able to file on their taxes starting next year and end with 2029. According to the fiscal note attached to the bill, it will save taxpayers who take the deduction an estimated $37.4 million each year. I'd like to save $37.4 million a year. Can I get in on this?
That would be really nice.
I don't get paid overtime.
No?
I just work.
Yeah.
They're like, you get a salary and you work when we tell you to work, and that's the way that works, mister. Yikes.
You're not getting the overtime?
I
You
get
don't know
no-
about that?
I did what? The exemption will expire after 2028 unless it's extended by the legislature.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, the bill suspends the state portion of the sales tax on food, which is 2%, beginning May 1st and ending June 30th. This will save taxpayers an estimated $46 million. It's unfortunately going to get you used to it. That's the problem. You're going to be like, oh, sales tax on food is gone.
Yeah. You might need to remove that permanently.
Yeah.
Because people go, when you put it back on, ooh. You're like,
You're like, what the heck?
Right.
Try that again.
Again, it is only the state portion that we're talking about. So, like,
Right.
Hoover's got a sales tax on food that is, I think, it's more than 2%. So, but it was weird when I was bouncing back and forth between here and Florida. There about 15 years ago. Florida has no sales tax on food at all, not local, not county, not state. Whatever the total is of all the items that you purchased, that's how much you pay them. There's no and then they hit the magic button and it goes up by 10% or, what happens here. So it's kind of weird going back and forth between the two where you're like, I'm paying sales tax here and I'm not paying sales tax there when I was doing grocery shopping. And it really got me to thinking just how stupid sales tax on food is. It's very, very regressive. Everybody has to eat. If you're really concerned about taxing the poor, taxing their food is something that should go away and stop really immediately. The entire state should have done this. We should have done this a long time ago. And it's crazy to me that we haven't done so.
Yeah.
Food, medicine, and clothing is another thing that Minnesota does not tax clothing. I think that's interesting. I mean, it's kind of like everybody has to wear clothes.
Right.
Everybody has to eat. Everybody's got to have medicine. Why are we putting sales tax on these things? Tax other items
Things that are
not
cigarettes,
bases.
alcohol,
Yeah. Well, not alcohol, but
candy, soft drinks.
Yeah.
You know.
You can go ahead and stick it to the sugary drinks all
Yeah.
day. Just don't touch my RC zero sugar.
Which, by the way, are on sale again.
Again, really?
Buy two, get two.
Oh, I'm all about that. All I have to
So
do is
what? That's
find 'em.
$5 a 12-pack again, right?
Not too shabby. I will.
You need to go find that.
I will go find that. I will find that deal somewhere. Yeah. I do like the idea that they're at least trying this for a couple of months. I don't know why they're. It seems to be from out of the blue, doesn't it?
We're floating
A
a
little
test balloon, maybe?
Yeah. Weird.
They're always afraid to pull the whole Band-Aid off. It's like,
true.
ow, this hurts. You're just taking the Band-Aid off slowly.
Yeah.
Just pull the whole thing off. Let's go. Let's rock
rip
and
it.
roll.
Rip
It's like
it.
diving into the pool, man. Might be cold, but if you just dump off the high
It'd be
dive, you're going to
great.
get used to it quick.
Cannonball!
You'll love it.
Cannonball into the no tax on food pool. Come on,
do it.
state of Alabama, you can do it. I feel good about this. I feel solid about this. I like the idea. And, yeah, of course, you'd have to redistribute the tax revenue, how you get it from some other places, obviously. What are other things that we get to? We always want to tax cigarettes. We always want to tax booze. And the interesting thing is it doesn't seem to be slowing people down. There's about as many people smoking today as there were 30 years ago. They're just not doing it in public any longer.
Well, and a lot of now have switched to the vaping.
There are some vapors.
There's
Yeah,
the-
that's true. That's going on. Well, let's tax that. Yeah. Stick it to McLean.
Popcorn lungs.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
It scares me to death what we're going to learn about that down the road.
Maybe we should be taxing popcorn now that you mention it.
Movie theater.
Movie theater
Well,
popcorn.
listen, it's already
Like
more
that's
too
not already
expensive.
expensive
Right,
enough.
you're
That's
already paying
way-
$24 for it. You
That's
may as well
crazy.
throw another $1 on top. I mean, come
Oh,
on.
Only
no.
$1, you think? Yeah.
What
What's
about
the difference?
sports cars? Like, you need a truck or a regular vehicle, but anything like over a certain dollar amount that's really fancy that you don't have to have.
Fancy
Oh,
schmancy.
you better
Yeah, like
super carefully pick that dollar amount because the average price of a new car is jumping
Oh.
up towards $50K.
Can
It
I
is.
just tell you how crazy that is?
Yeah.
Even for like a new pickup truck.
I know. I know.
I'm just like flabbergasted at the prices.
Oh, and I bought the first new body style Cadillac Escalade on the ground. It was a program car. They had been driving it at the Tom Williams dealership for quite some time. Tom Williams no longer a dealership. It's now all Sonic. But I paid, this was in 2002, $40,000, and that seemed like an
A lot.
astronomical sum of
Yeah.
money for a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And now, just to get a regular truck is like 50 grand if you're going to buy
Oh,
one new.
that's like baseline
Yeah,
model.
that's almost a base model.
Exactly.
I mean, you want one that's, it's got some bells and whistles. You're looking at 65 or above.
You
If
know
you
it's
get a fully loaded,
yeah.
and I'm not talking about like, Lincoln or, high-end GM. I'm talking Chevrolet, Ram, Ford. You get a fully loaded pickup truck. You're talking six figures.
Yeah,
6 figures.
getting really close.
You're getting into
yeah.
the $100,000 area.
It-
The
it's,
80 to 100 now.
it's worrisome to me when they have the ad on TV and they say, save $29,000 on select models. You're like,
oh,
save
my God.
$29,000?
Do me a favor, just take that off the price. If you can do that on a sale, take it off the price all the time.
Save
That's insane.
$29,000?
That's insane.
Wow, that's a lot of savings.
And it tells me a little bit, we talk about Birmingham Broker and Craig, and we'll get into how his inventory is low is because people are looking at those numbers on a new truck and going, $100,000. I'm forced to look at something new used.
Yeah.
And that's why that inventory is low because, now you're looking for the 2-year-old truck that has, 50,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
That's what you can afford.
I'm a drive them till they die kind of guy. I mean, I take my vehicles all the way to the end of the line. I drove mine, the Flex, until it was just like, this is now dangerous. I'll give it to my daughter.
And he did.
Yeah.
You fixed it up, though.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
did some things, too.
I really did. I mean, over at Green Garage, Chris really detailed the entire thing, and he made sure that it was in great running shape. He took good care of me for the price, and then I gave it to her after I bought a new used truck, which was 2 years old and had 41,000 miles on it, just like you just said. And the price was, to me, reasonable, but it's still,
High.
it was $35,000
Yeah.
for a used pickup truck,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's insane. We have,
That's where
we've-
we're at.
I know. And what really worries me is after I finish driving this thing till it dies, It's got many, many miles left in it. I mean, I got 4 or 5 years probably before I can reach the point where I go, all right, the wheels have now come off. Hey, Crystal,
And,
you want another vehicle?
The other thing is too, if you're financing that thing, think about the monthly payment.
Oh, yeah.
On top of your mortgage and everything else, you're like, God, this is really stretching things.
This is a neat trick that I picked up from somebody years ago, and I did engage in this after I paid off the Flex, which I did almost immediately upon taking over this morning show from what's-his-face, the guy, he's in Nashville now.
What's his face?
You know that guy.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
I began taking a monthly car payment and putting it away.
Oh yeah.
So I just actually
Yeah, just
stashed
keep
that money.
going.
So when it came time to get, and it was only 2 years later, so it's not like I had enough money that I could pay for a whole another car out of that. But it made it such a decent down payment
Yeah.
that I only had to finance a small amount of it. And now I owe so little. I didn't even want to borrow money to buy this truck. I didn't have to borrow money to buy this truck. But I did borrow money to buy this truck because my credit rating was falling because I hadn't borrowed enough money.
Anything. Yeah.
I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard
It's
of.
a little crazy. That ought to have a cutoff at some point in life where you're like,
Yeah.
look, I've been doing this my whole life. All you got to do is look in the rearview mirror. Really?
Yeah.
I need to finance something just to finance something?
Just for
Seems
the
a little
sake
silly.
of financing it.
Like my credit rating's
Yeah.
through the roof. Yes, stop sending me more credit card stuff that I can get. I'm good.
It's like being a grown-ass man and going into a bank and opening a checking account, and they start you with check number 101. And you're like, really? Really? 101? I'm in my 40s. Can we add another zero to that?
It just seems so foreign now.
Come on.
We're worried about checks with numbers
What are
on
you
them.
doing?
It's like,
847 with Dixon inviting Flipsy's Furniture Designer Furniture at wholesale prices. They have got 2 locations, of course, 1811 Crestwood Boulevard in Irondale. They got another one that is in Hoover. It's on Highway 31 next to 2nd and Charles, across from the Galleria. It is a Hoover-centric store. Now, if you know Hoover, you know that there are a few furniture stores in Hoover, and you may want to go take a look at some of those before you visit Flipsy's. I'm going to say don't buy anything at those stores. Don't put a dime down on anything until you've been to Flipsy's and you find that they have a lot of the same items at a lower price. They have that wonderful, I love their recliners. They have got recliners that are on par with Flex Steel, but they're Southern, and they are Southern Motion, they're called, and they are really inexpensive, comparatively speaking. Good quality, low price, made right here in America, which you got to love. The white glove delivery is incredible. Ask for that. It doesn't cost a lot. It is based upon where you live, of course. It doesn't cost a lot, and it is worth every penny and then some. So, designer furniture, wholesale prices, 12 months, same as cash. White glove delivery, 2 locations, 28,000 square feet in Irondale, and a big old store right there in Hoover on Highway 31 in Hoover, right across from the Galleria next to 2nd and Charles. It's Flipsy's Furniture. It really is designer furniture at wholesale prices. 8:52. Talk 99.5. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Thursday. If you're not out in it, you are missing out, or you're probably sitting at home sneezing. Those are the two choices, really, when you get right down to it. Dixon and Vining, part of 13 hours of live and local programming every weekday here on Talk 99.5 as we turn 10. Very excited about that. We're going to have a cake at this thing.
We should have a cake.
We should have
That's
a cake.
a very good idea.
Yeah.
Let's bring it out.
Somebody open
Or
Savages
Brother
up again.
Kane.
Get a little,
Yeah.
maybe a Publix cake, something like that.
Yeah.
They did reopen.
We get one of those giant Sam's or Costco cakes.
Or you want to get the huge one.
Yes.
10 candles would disappear in there.
Sure.
Unless we get the really big
Get
candles.
the big ones, yeah.
Yeah,
We
just
get
huge.
the big ones.
The big ones with the numbers.
Maybe scented candles. We get
Well,
big
I don't know
s-
about
oh,
that.
Probably not. Never mind.
Stink up the place.
Bad idea. Patrick sends this text over. Do y'all ever make up songs for your dogs? For example, the lyrics to Tigger's song vary, but it's basically Tigger's going to do what a Tigger's going to do to the tune of the Oompa Loompa song.
That's
Well, that's
creative. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, my dogs get sung to all the time, and they are tired of it. They look at me like, this is the 316th song you've made up about us, Dad.
Mhm.
But I mean, I am a guy who talks to himself all the time. Friends crack up because I do it I do it around them, and I'm talking to myself, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
You
I'm
talking
used
to me?
I
Here the whole time we think you got an earbud on. You're having a phone conversation.
live
Are
alone.
you talking to me?
I live alone with 3 dogs. As you can imagine, I do talk to myself and my dogs
Which
quite
is
a bit.
funny, yeah.
Eddie says Keanu Reeves is one of the hitmen, if memory serves, and I love you to death. Yes, he is one of the hitmen. The other one is William Hurt, and they are the 2 dumbest hitmen on the planet. They are incapable of killing Kevin Kline, and it is really funny. Tracy Ullman wants to kill him because he's a serial philanderer. He owns a pizza parlor, and she tries to get, she gets discount mob hitmen to do it. It's,
Discount.
yeah. You got to see it to appreciate it. Speaking of movies that have a huge number of people in them that no one's ever seen, there's a movie called Big Trouble. It stars Tim Allen. It is Sofia Vergara's first appearance on film, as I recall.
Sophia, that's funny.
And there are a ton of other names in this thing. I mean, a ton of other names in this thing. And nobody's seen this movie. And it's a shame. I finally tracked it down and watched it. It was written by Dave, who was the columnist for, I think, Miami Herald. He wrote for a long time. But funny guy.
Dave Barry?
Dave Barry, that's the guy. Yeah, he wrote that. That was his first book. And it turned into a movie. And the whole reason that it just tanked or didn't get released widely or pushed a whole lot is that the plot centered around a bomb, a nuclear bomb that actually goes off in a plane at the end of the movie or near the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. And it was its release date was like September 13th of 2001. And so they were like, they pulled it. They were pull the movie. We're not going to release it. And it got a very quiet release many months later, and nobody ever saw it. You look at the cast list for Big Trouble, and you'll be like, how have I never seen this? How is it possible?
Wasn't
a good movie. It's
maybe
very
not
funny.
promoted correctly, or again got lost in the shuffle.
It got
One of the two.
Yeah, they buried it due to 9/11.
Yeah.
Let's see. I live alone with 3 dogs too, Richard, but I'm prettier, says Roger, if you say so. Edwin says the hypocrisy of the left is mind-blowing. They screamed war crimes when he made his post on Sunday, then turned around and called him Taco. Trump always chickens out. When he paused the plan he had due to a deal that was made.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which way he goes with
No,
this. This is how Democrats operate.
Yeah.
If he had gone through, they'd be, oh my God, I can't believe that they're blowing up the power plants and the bridges and the people. Oh my Lord, the people. You don't do it, and he said, oh, you're a coward
This
because
is
you
the-
didn't do it.
The very
I mean,
definition of Trump derangement syndrome.
Absolutely, it is. Which
People
way
who-
do you can't have it both ways, Democrats.
Lost their ever-loving minds. I
It's not
saw
for lack of trying, though.
a woman on X
Gee.
the other day who was had a video. I don't understand why we haven't impeached this guy yet. I don't understand. I mean, how can we use the 25th Amendment? We got to get rid of him. And I'm like, do you understand what high crimes and misdemeanors mean? You have to actually have committed one of those, and none of that has happened. And then you have, Pocahontas out there talking about how America's scared. We're all scared. We're scared with Donald Trump in charge. It's a scary time. What are you scared of, Elizabeth? What are you so scared of? I'm not sure you should be a United States senator if you're terrified all the time of anything. You shouldn't be one of the 100 people making decisions up there.
I'm thank goodness that nothing major happened under Joe Biden and his administration.
Yeah.
In other words, any of these countries that knew how weak Joe Biden was at the time, not leading this country in any shape, form, or fashion. What if something had happened?
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, he was in no position to make a quick decision. That's for
we
sure.
would be and thank goodness that Donald Trump is here, because we're not playing defense, we're playing offense. We're trying to fix some of the things. We're trying to get peace in the Middle East. So, some of these people that are yan about Donald Trump, think for a moment what we could possibly have here in the next, I don't know, 6 months, a year, maybe longer. Is it possible to have Middle East? I don't know, but at least Donald Trump is trying to do something about it.
Yep.
No other president has done what he's doing right now.
Well,
nor had the gumption to do it. I wanted to say something else.
another great way to put it is, you have a choice: a nuclear Iran or high gas prices for a while.
I know which one I'm taking.
Yeah.
Suck it up
I
at the pump
understand
for a
completely.
little bit for long-term peace. Absolutely.
Jay says, I'll be at the Jawbone Jam, but I might not make it till the end as I'm old and normally get up at 3:30 in the morning.
Jay, take a nap.
Yeah,
And
try
the
that
next
on for
and
some-
guess what? It's on a Friday night.
We wake up at 3:30.
So you hopefully can sleep in Saturday a little bit if you need to.
Mm,
Don't peter out on us, Jay.
Scott, don't jay out on us, Peter. Scott says, that image of Tracy Ullman standing over the bowling ball return in a miniskirt is difficult to remove from my memory. That was a great video.
Uh-huh.
Terry says, excuse me, did you just say as many people are smoking today as before, but they're just not doing it in public? Yeah, actually, in the 90s, it was about 24% of the American public smoked. Now it's about 20%. So we're down all of 4%, not that
It
much.
feels
when you
like
get
it's
right down
less
to it.
than that.
Sure,
It
because
does.
you're not allowed to smoke in public anymore.
You're saying closet smokers
Yes.
everywhere?
Oh, I was a little surprised the other day when the guy was working on my AC. I looked out the window at him, and he was smoking. I was like, I never knew this guy was a smoker. There's a lot of people I
Is he
never
right
knew was
over
a
there
smoker.
next to that propane tank?
Yes, he was exactly. He,
Right over the top
He was
of it.
using it as an ashtray. Worked out pretty well.
Get away from that air unit.
9 o'clock, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Our buddy Steve gets a turn. It's coming up next after 1819 news. Stick around.